folks, it's 12:21 p.m. here in Florida. Pinellas County, we're on Eastern time now. We've sprung forward, and it's April 7th, 2015. That's a Tuesday, a great day to look forward to, because I believe it's the Tuesday when the is the coming of the Lord. The weather report, it's 83 degrees right now, 20% chance of rain, and 7 miles per hour winds out of the southwest. Now that would be coming from the southern Gulf of Mexico to us here in Florida. Alright, it's going to be it's partly cloudy, pretty much the same all week. Fewer clouds on Wednesday and Thursday, and then Friday partly cloudy again. Wednesday and Thursday mostly sunny. And let's see what we got for Saturday. 85, low of 70, or a high of 85, low of 70, partly cloudy, 20% rain, southwest winds at 8. That's in miles per hour, not kilometers per hour. Okay, to get on with today's prophecy report. This might be a little bit longer one than normal. I believe I have the ability on YouTube here to go beyond 10 minutes, and I very likely will with this one. I've got a lot of information I want to pass along. First article: Baghdad boils has been placed on ISIS fighters. Now this is on YouTube by Paul Begley. Good man, good man. I suggest you subscribe to Brother Paul. He's up in Indiana where the Walkerton issue took place. We're going to cover that later too. And these Baghdad boils, Paul Begley says, were placed on these ISIS fighters by God in retaliation for their killing Christians. Now this is a flesh-eating type of disease, and it's pretty devastating. It'll probably kill a lot of people. But you can see that right here on YouTube.com. The link will be in the description. Just click on See More. Okay, now the next one comes from Franklin Graham, and it's on WorldNet Daily. And Franklin Graham decries anti-Christian bias in the U.S. Now, that's putting it mildly. Bias? No. He's just trying to be politically correct, and I can't blame him for that. He doesn't want to put up with all the hate that we've been getting from the gay community, starting with the Walkerton issue. This is relevant to this one, as well as the Baghdad boils is related to, it's related to the plagues. The Baghdad boils is related to the prophecy of plagues in the Bible. This one's related to Christian persecution. Mark 13:9, Luke 21:12. And that again is on WorldNetDaily.com. And moving along to the next article, also related to Mark 13:9 and Luke 21:12, is gay organizations are trying to close churches. They saw the shift in the government knuckling down to their demands as a sign that they should move forward with attempting to close down all churches. My opinion, that's not going to happen, because they took a huge hit on the Walkerton thing. They put a GoFundMe page up for the Walkerton pizza place and raised almost $1 million. That was a huge hit to their agenda. Now, if they're going to try to take down all churches, well, the church will just put a GoFundMe page up and raise $1 million and fight them. So that, in my opinion, is not going to happen. Now, they might get a few churches that they want to close down. But they're not going to close all churches down. In fact, they're probably not going to close very many of them down. Excuse me, folks. I got my dry mouth kicking in. I got to take a drink of 7-Up. Okay. Now, as far as the Walkerton thing, they raised nearly $1 million, as I said, for the Walkerton pizza place. Now, there's a scientific law that the gay people forgot, and that's for every action there's an equal and opposite reaction. And also Psalm 2, this is also prophesied in Psalm 2, why do the heathen rage? Now, heathen simply means nations, so don't get your hind end up on your shoulders over that. And the people imagine the main thing. Now, God sent this plague of flesh-eating Baghdad boils on ISIS, and the gay people should be very careful that this does not befall them as well. He who has eyes to see and ears to hear, let him see and hear. ISIS is persecuting Christians, and so are gays. So there's your comparison, your parallel. Now, these people, in my opinion, are intolerant bullies, Christ and Christian haters, and Christophobes. Strong words, I know, but they sent some strong words towards us. Now I'm going to finish up with a couple of statements. Why should I be tolerant of gays when they are so intolerant of us Christians? Now, in my opinion, this is Sodom and Gomorrah all over again. Judgment fell on Sodom and Gomorrah when they started persecuting God's people. Now, Perry Stone said, when that happens, judgment falls. That's a trigger for judgment. Okay. Now we're going to move on to the Surveillance Society. No particular story here, but if you want to read some of the, or see some of the videos, I typed into YouTube these 3 key words: cops, arrest, recording. Got 84,000 hits on cops, recording, arrest. Don't matter what order you put them in. All right, now this is going to pertain to the Surveillance Society here in America, and so many law officers, they're called LEOs, law enforcement officers, think that these wiretapping laws protect them from being recorded in the streets. No, wiretapping laws pertain only to landline telephones. There are no wires protruding from a video recording device. And it also does not protect public officials as well as law enforcement officers from being recorded on the street. Now, some states have laws against secret recording, but here's what I did to negate the secret recording idea. I put a I printed up a copy of a disclaimer / warning, and it said, any activity in or around this car may be recorded by audio or video devices. Now, I didn't actually have any video recording device, but that doesn't matter. If I were to have one in there, then I would have been totally legal because I had a warning on the car. Now, it doesn't matter if the Leo that pulled you over did not see it or read it. That does not translate to your problem. That's the fact that the warning is there is sufficient. True fact of the matter is that no one, including Leos and public officials, have any reasonable expectation of privacy on a public street. That's what they always tell us. You have no reasonable expectation of privacy on them. That's why they put those security cameras from the Super Bowl into over on there, all around Ybor City, after they were finished being used by the Super Bowl. Those were, by the way, facial recognition cameras. Now, if you do get pulled over and get charged with a crime, find out if the judge, a lot of judges don't do this, they just disregard it. They don't take their oath of office. If the judge has not taken their oath, his or her oath of office, they're illegally sitting on the bench and cannot hear a case. If you ask the judge to provide proof that they have taken their oath of office, and do not, and by the way, you can demand it within 30 days, and they do not provide it, they have to drop all charges against you. Or maybe they will, and if they don't provide that, you should report it to a local television station that does something like 8 on Your Side here in Tampa Bay, where they investigate things against people and then they report it on television. Most of the time they'll probably just drop the charges against you, and that'll be the end of it. I could have used this myself a while back. Okay. The disclaimer that negates any the secret recording issue. And this is my opinion. If you are arrested and you are not just detained where you are, but if you're arrested and brought to a jail facility, my opinion, this is most likely, if it's an illegal arrest, this is a kidnapping for ransom violation as well, because they demand such things as the money you put up to get out of jail, fines and cost to the court and all that. That's a ransom demand if the arrest is illegal. There's a few tips you could use to fight charges against you, and there's so many. Like I said, 84,000 hits on that's just YouTube. That's not Google. On cops arrest recorded. That's just for police being. It's totally legal for you to record police. They can't arrest you for that, except they would be in violation of the law. There's already been, I've seen 2 different states on the internet where that has been thrown by cops arresting people for recording them, thrown out by the courts. 2 precedents already set. I want to cover these body cams too. Now, the simple fact of the matter is that the police control these body cams. If they're starting to put them on police, but they control them. They can alter them, they can delete certain things, and you can't say a thing because, you know, because it's the police. Now, once in a while, the body cam does not get deleted or altered or what, and it shows the police breaking the law. So sometimes that is going to be devastating for the police. They're not going to like that. So they're going to be, they're going to act quickly to alter the video to their advantage. But if a police department is corrupt, do you actually think these body cams are not going to be altered? Well, if the police department is corrupt, if one or two of the police officers are corrupt, most likely his superiors are corrupt because he's got to back him up. And the reason they're corrupt is, like Russ always says, follow the money trail, liability. They have to delete these videos. They have to, what do they call it, tamper with evidence. They have to. Otherwise they'll have to shell out millions in liability. So it keeps them from shelling out millions in liability, and certain deputies and officers will be obviously terminated if this happens. So that's what I have to say today. Hopefully that it will be helpful to you. And especially the legal issue of it, the legal issues we discussed here. So Gray Eagle is going to be out for now, and I'll be back if the good Lord be willing and the creek don't rise. We'll see you later.